Good morning all, I hope you're all having a lovely day. So today I am going to bring you one of my favourite recipes I think I have ever made. It is absolutely delicious. Today I'm making you burnt butter Biscoff Blondies. Heaven! If any of you know me, you know that I am a lover of Biscoff's bread. I could live in it for the rest of my life. Like, I genuinely love it. I am very aware that it's not healthy for you, but I love it. So I'm going to make you today burnt butter and Biscoff Blondies. Okay, so it's one of those recipes that is pretty much bung it all together and then whack it in the oven. It's not overly complicated, it's really simple. But first things first, you're going to need 135 grams of burnt butter. So I have basically, if you're not sure how to get burnt butter, all you have to do is pop it into a little saucepan and basically put it on a medium to high heat until all of the milk solids have basically turned into this lovely caramel colour. You can actually hear it, it goes all foamy, and then you kind of know that it's all happening under that foam, and then basically you get all these little specks of the burnt butter pieces, which is exactly what you want. That is sort of the colour I'm going for. I'd say almost like a very light coffee tea colour, nothing more than that. But even the smell of it, it's super caramel, it's super nutty, it's perfect. So that is going into my bowl, and just to give you a little show, these are all the milk solids that are at the bottom, so it almost literally looks like coffee. You want that in there because that is where all the flavour lies. So get all of that in there. And it is important to note that my butter has been cooling down for about 15 minutes. So it is more on the warm side than hot, because you don't want it to cook or melt cook the eggs or melt the chocolate. Then we're going to add our brown butter. So I have 355 grams of brown butter that I'm just going to pop into my burnt butter bowl and give that a good old mix. All right, and to that I'm gonna add 3 large eggs straight into the bowl. Like so, and then we're going to mix this until all is combined. And now it is time to add our dry ingredients. So we have 200 grams of plain flour going straight into there. We also have a little secret ingredient just to add that sort of like extra nutty warm flavor. We have malt powder, so we have 65 grams of malt powder going in, as well as half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. So get that all in there and then give that a good old stir until all combined. It is worth noting that I have got my oven preheating at 175 degrees Celsius. So you want that sort of ready to go, so that when your blondie is all mixed together and ready to go into the tin, it's all ready to go in the oven. So we'll give that a good old stir, making sure everything is combined. And it's, as I say guys, it's one of the easiest recipes. It's literally you just bung it all in the same bowl, no faff. It's just, oh, it's a gem. All right, so we're nearly there. Everything is starting to come together lovely. Like so. And you've got this like lovely, sticky, gooey, super nutty batter. It honestly smells incredible, and you can already see, I'm not sure if you can see from the camera, but there's like the little specks of burnt butter pieces all throughout there, which is exactly what we want, because that is where the flavour is at. So to this, we're going to add 180 grams, or actually 150 grams of caramilk, so gold white chocolate. I'm going to save a few pieces, so I'm going to add in 150 grams, save 30 grams for the top decoration. So in they go. That's probably enough for the top, maybe a couple more pieces. And then mix that through, as well as we're going to add in a little crunchy element. These bad boys, Biscoff biscuits. So I have 50 grams of Biscoff biscuits. Again, I'm going to basically divide them. So I've got 4 Biscoff biscuits that are going to get crushed and go in. 3 are for the decoration. So we'll just crush those biscuits up, and then just very lightly, we just want little crunchy bits in there. And then we mix that through. And that is essentially your Blondie batter all done. So then we're going to put this lovely dough into a square tin. So I have here a 8 by 8, I believe, or I want to say 9 by 9 square tin here that I'm just going to pour my lovely batter into. And then I've got a trusty little palette knife here that I'm just going to push the Blondie batter into the corners, just so that it is lovely and evenly distributed. Because it's quite a thicker batter, it's not going to run by itself. So we'll just push it and encourage it into those corners. That's looking pretty good to me. Okay, so now that my batter is all spread out evenly within my tin, it's now the fun part, so essentially the decorating part. So I have here 100 grams of Biscoff spread that I have popped into a piping bag with a little nozzle on the end, sorry, a little clip on the end so it doesn't come out. And all I'm going to do essentially is cut off the end and squeeze lovely big blobs of Biscoff spread all throughout my Blondie. And now that I'm happy with all my little Biscoff, little squirts of bits, I'm going to then add my little caramilk leftover chocolate to the rest of my Blondie, and just gently push the leftover chocolate cubes into your Blondie. I'm also going to break up some of my Biscoff biscuits and evenly spread these guys around. Alright, so now that I'm happy with my beautiful Biscoff Blondie, we're going to pop this bad boy into the oven for 18 to 20 minutes until it is, until when you put a skewer in, it comes out lovely and clean, which is exactly what you want, because you kind of want it a little bit gooey and a little bit underbaked, but I would edge more on the sides of 20 minutes. So we'll see you in a bit. Our lovely Blondie has come out of the oven. I've had it chilling in the fridge for the last couple of hours, just so it's a lot easier to cut. Now, one thing worth mentioning is that with the cooking time, I did actually leave it in the oven for 25 minutes. I wanted it cooked a little bit more. I love a gooey Blondie, as I think every Blondie should be super gooey, but I wanted it to be fully cooked. I didn't want it to be raw. So I am going to cut this bad boy now, but I'm going to give you a little show of what it looks like. Just looks bloody delicious already, and it smells sensational. So we're going to cut this down the middle, and as I said before, by putting it into the fridge and chilling the brownie, it makes it a lot easier to cut. So you get really nice clean edges, which is exactly what you want. So I'm gonna get 16 fairly good slices of Blondie. 16 fairly good slices of Blondie out of this. And you can use whatever size tray you like. You don't have to use a 9-inch square tray. It's just one that I have on hand, which I must say, the brand Silverwood, let me get it for you. Absolutely sensational. The best tins, trays I have ever baked with. They are just beautiful. The sharp edges, I have been looking for a sharp edged tray for so long, and I really found it hard to find one, but I managed to find one when I was back in the UK, and bloody incredible. So if you can get hold of one of them, get one. For any tray bakes, they are great. And there we have it, guys. We have our lovely burnt butter Biscoff Blondie, and as you can see, let me focus it on the Blondie, it just looks incredible. You've got chunks of that caramilk gold white chocolate in there. You've got lovely gooey Blondie, bits of Biscoff. Heaven. This is gonna be so good. And I've literally just bitten into the Biscoff, the squeezy Biscoff that we've just put in. This has to be one of my favourite recipes. I struggled for a while to find a really good Blondie recipe because they were all really cakey. Literally every slice that I'm going to pull up now and show you, you can just see how deliciously gooey and dense this is. Like, this isn't cakey at all. It is so delicious. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this recipe and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and a like, because that obviously really supports my channel. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you like this recipe, and if you want me to bake anything else, or a certain recipe that you'd like to see on my channel, please let me know down below. As always, all of the ingredients and quantities will be in the description box below as well. So if you ever get stuck, you know where to look. And I shall see you in next week's video.